Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to solve problem number 25 of Leetcode, that is reverse nodes in K group. So in this problem, we are given a linked list and we have to reverse this linked list but in a size of K. So let's say the size of this linked list is 8 and we have to reverse this but only in group of size K. So the first group is going to this one, 1, 2, 3. The second group is going to 4, 5, 6, and at last we will be having only 2 elements. So how we can reverse this? If we will be reversing the first group, that this is going to 3 to 1, and after that we have to reverse the second group, which is going to 6, 5, 4, and at last we have only 2 elements left, that is lesser than our K value. So in that case we don't have to make any changes, we have to keep it as it is. So whenever we found that our remaining value of K is lesser than our K value, then in that case we don't have to do any work here. Okay, so this is the case we have to follow. So we have already seen a video in which we have swapped two swapped value in a pair. So this is similar to that video. In that case we had only K value of K equal to 2 and we are reversing that using that K equal to 2. So this video is going to be very much similar about like that, so please don't forget to watch that video before coming to this video. Okay, so now coming back to this video, and first we want that our 3 should be pointing to 2 and 2 should be pointing to 1 at first iteration, and then we will be doing the same for 654. So how we can do this? For that we will be going to need, we have to count all the nodes. So count all the nodes. First step is to count all nodes. Let's say our nodes is going to equal to n. Okay, and then what we have to do, we are going to need our dummy node. So let's say this is our dummy node. So we will be creating a dummy node and this will be pointing to head. So create a dummy node and dummy dot next equal to our head. So for reversing we will be going to need 3 pointers. So we can name it as node 1, node 2, node 3, but it's better to name it as like pre, head, cur, and next. Okay, so 3 nodes will be created. Pre, at the beginning it will be dummy, we will be updating this later on, and next equal to dummy, and cur is also dummy. Okay, so then after what we have to do, we will be running a for loop. The second step, we will be running a for loop for I equal to 0 to n, and every time we will be increasing our I by size of K. Inside this we will be updating our pre, cur, and next. So pre is okay, then we don't have to update that, we have to update our cur. Cur is going to our pre dot next, and similarly next is going to our cur dot next. Okay, so we have placed our pre, cur, and next at right position. Okay, then we will be running a for loop for I equal to 0 to K minus 1. So this will be run for K minus 1 time. Like if we are given value of 3, then we have to run this for loop only for 2 time. Like if we are reversing 1 2, then that will be enough for 1k value. Okay, so inside this we will be doing some work, that is reversal part, and then let's see what we have to do. At first we want that our 1 is pointing to 2, we want that 2 should be pointing to 1. We have to reverse this node first, then we'll be reversing this, and then so on. Okay, so how we can do that? So first our target is to reverse this node, first node, that is 2 should be pointing to 1, and 3 should be pointing to this 2 at first beginning. Okay, so how we can do that? We can't make a node something like 2 should be pointing to 1. If you are going to do that, this is going to create a loop, and we will never be able to get out of this loop. So for that we have to first point this cur to somewhere where we can point. We can point something like after pointing this next to cur, this node will be deleted, so we have to preserve this node also. Three is also need to preserve, so we'll be pointing this cur to this next. So write down this cur dot next is going to updated, which is going to next of next, the first step. Okay, and after that this node will be cur 1 is pointing to is going to deleted, so delete this node. Now we can make 2 is pointing to 1, so do that. Next is next dot next equal to pre.next. How we can access this current node? We can access using pre.next. So we have created this node. After the creation of this node, this node will be deleted by itself. Okay. So now we want that our pre should be pointing to 2. So for that we will be doing pre dot next equal to next. So now we are pre is pointing to this 2. Okay. Now remove this node. Okay. And then what? We have to update this next for the next iteration. Okay. So we have to update the next. Next is going to the this curve is pointing to next is going to our this 3. So how we can access this 3? So this is going to our next. We can update this using next equal to curve dot next. Okay, so in first iteration this had been established. In next iteration what will be happen, let's see. So now we want that our dummy should be pointing to 3 and 3 should be pointing to 2 and 2 should be pointing to 1. Okay, so for now 2 is pointing to 1. This part is done. We have to do this part. Okay, let's see how we can do. So as we have changed our next, so remove this. So first car.next will be updated. Car.next is going to updated and it is going to next. So this is going to change and 1 is pointing to 4. Now this node will be removed. Okay, after that in second line next is pointing to next. We have to update node next is going to point the next. So next is next.next is going to 4 for now, and we have to make this pre.next is this 2. So 3 will be pointing to 2, and after that this will be removed. Okay, and then next pre.next will be updated. That is our next. So here pre is this, and pre should be pointing to 3. So it is updated, and pre.next is going to our 3, and then next will be updated. So next is going to our 4. So next equal to cut.next. So in one iteration we are done until now. Let's see what our current linked list is. So this is pre is pointing to 1, sorry, pre is pointing to 3, and 3 is pointing to 2, and 2 is pointing to 1, and 1 is pointing to 4, and so on, 4 5 6. Okay, now we want that this 1 should be pointing to 6. So for that we have to update our pre value. Pre is going to, after this pre is going to updated. Pre is what should be our pre. So in this case we want, till now here it has been completed, so we want that our pre should be something like this. 1 should be our pre. So this is our new pre. So how we can make our 1 as pre? So pre will be our cur. So this is going to our pre, and when we will come back, then current is going to pre.next. Pre.next is this cur, and the next is going to our this 5. So this is our next. So this is pre, this is cur, and this is next. So let's update the, and same will be followed for next part, and after that it will be something like 1 is pointing to 6, and 6 is pointing to 5, and 5 is pointing to 4, and 4 is pointing to 7 and 8. Okay, after that then this will be removed, and we'll be able to get our resultant. So at last we will be having only 2 elements. So after that this condition will be not satisfied, and this will be out of this loop. Okay, so we are going to follow this dummy code that we have already written, and after this we will be able to reverse our nodes in k group. So let's go to the compiler and write the code for same. First we will be checking if our head is not equal to null. If head is null or head dot next equal to null, in that case we will have to return our head. We don't have to do anything. Okay, then we are going to create a dummy node, that is list node. Temp is, let's say it is dummy. Okay, new list node, and then we have to place dummy dot next equal to our head. Now we have to count the number of nodes. For that we will be doing, before that we have to create three nodes, so that is list node, pre equal to dummy, cur equal to dummy, and next equal to dummy. And then we have to count our total number of node. Okay, so we'll be running a while loop for that until unless our cur is not equal to, sorry, cur.next is not equal to null. We'll be running a while loop, and inside this cur will be updated using cur.next, and then we'll be increasing our counter simultaneously. So we'll be running a while loop until unless our count is greater than equal to k, and every time we'll be decreasing our count by count minus equal to k times. Okay, now we have to place our pre, cur, and next at the right position. So pre has been placed at right position. We have to update our cur. Cur is going to pre dot next, and next is going to cur dot next. Okay, so now it's time to reverse the nodes in a group. So for that we'll be running a for loop. So if we have to reverse the three size of group, then we have to run it for only two times. Okay, so I will be starting at 1 and I should be lesser than k and I plus plus. This is the loop that we have to run, and in every case, so first we have to do cur dot next equal to next dot next. Okay, you can see that cur dot next equal to next dot next that we had done, and then next dot next, pre dot next, and this one. Okay, let's add this. So next dot next equal to pre dot next, and then in next term pre dot next is going to our next, and then next is going to our cur dot next, and at last we have to update our pre is going to our new cur. Okay, I think everything is okay. Now get out of this while loop, and we have to return our result, which is going to dummy dot next. Run this again. So you run this. So cur dot next. Okay, this should be cur with double R, and same for this. Okay, run this again. Yeah, so first test case has been passed. Check the remaining one. Run it. Yeah, now we can submit this. Yes, our solution has been accepted, and if we are submitting this again, yeah, so our solution has been accepted, and this is one of the most optimized approach that we can come up with. And I think you must have learned something from this video. In that case, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share this video among your friends. Thank you.